That's a little better. Looks like my tracking was off a bit. But good morning, everybody. It's been a while since we streamed, so I'm hoping for, to just kind of get back into the swing of things. And we are going to be playing a fantastic game today, which is the Bazaar. It is a new auto battler of sorts. It's a deck building game with a lot of like auto chess mechanics. Sort of like, if you're familiar with Hearthstone, they have like a mode. I forgot what it's called. I don't know if it's like Battlegrounds or Battle something, but it's like that. And oddly enough, it is made by a former Hearthstone pro, Reynoodle, and his company Tempo. Excuse me. Sorry, I was coughing there. But he had his own pro team, Tempo Storm, which he left, and is managing. I don't know if it's Tempo or Tempo Games, but he's doing that now. And they've been working on this game for, I want to say, probably the better part of like a decade or so. And now it is finally here. So I'm really excited to get into it. Hopefully y'all are too. But without further ado, we're gonna head over there right now. So that is what we are doing. And yeah, let us get into it. And let's head over. All right, so right now the game is in sort of open closed beta. It's in a beta phase, but essentially the only way to play it right now is if you have a key. And the only way you can get a key right now is there's two ways. Either your friends have a key. Oops, I forgot that I'm like way too large there. Okay, that's better. But either your friends have a key, and they have a spare one to give you, in which case they would be a founder. Or you become a founder yourself, and you get a spare invite key to give to a friend. There are 3 different tiers right now, and you only need to purchase the first level of founder to become, or to get a spare beta key and get your own access to the game as well. It's $33, which honestly isn't too bad if this is kind of like something that you enjoy. Personally, I have a lot of faith in Reynoodle and his team, given how he used to, before Hearthstone, he was like a Magic the Gathering pro. There was a little bit of controversy with him with that, admittedly. But it's something like, just looking at even this, I mean, a cutscene is a cutscene, right? But the game itself plays fairly well. I mean, it is beta, so it does have its issues. It doesn't crash often, but sometimes the servers are a bit unstable. There are some lag issues and what have you. But they do manage to save whichever position that you're in at the time relatively well. It's actually, not too bad. I would say not too bad. The art style is great. I think right now with the 3 characters that they have, if we quickly go into play, there's Vanessa, which is sort of like the all-out, just straight up attack type. And then you have Pygmalion, which is very much a healer type, tanky. And then you have Dooley, who is kind of shieldy, but can ramp pretty hard, depending. I don't know. It's really interesting. I've won with Pygmalion and Vanessa. I don't believe I've won with Dooley yet. He's actually really hard to. I don't even know if it's a he or she or they. I don't know what the right termination or the right way to describe them as. I'm just going to go with he for now because that's what I tend to default to until I'm given other evidence otherwise. But yeah, I mean, Dooley is really hard to win with, I think, and maybe that is because I just don't know how to build them, how to play them. Honestly, I kind of have an idea of the way that I want to play Vanessa and Pygmalion, but since everything is kind of random, there are points in the game, or well, in your run, where you have to pivot, and I think I'm not good at identifying when I need to pivot, because sometimes it's a red herring. You never know what you're going to get, what you're going to run into, kind of, as far as like itemization. So it's tough. It's really tough. There are two modes. There's a normal mode, and in your normal mode, if you complete a full game and get 10 victories, essentially winning the game. I'm doing air quotes with my hands. You can't see that, but you get ranked tickets. I believe you get a free ranked game every day. And when you play a ranked game, you can earn chests based off of certain milestones that you meet with your victories. I believe it's 4, 7, and 10. And these chests get you crystals that you can use to continue to play ranked games. I believe it's 100 crystals to play. Initially, when you people that aren't founders but do get beta invite keys, you only get Vanessa at the start, and then Pygmalion and Dooley you can unlock with crystals. So if you're good enough, if you're adaptable enough with this game, you can basically go infinite pretty regularly. So you can continuously earn ranked tickets and then play ranked. Also, in these chests that you get in ranked, it's not just crystals. You get stuff like, let me, if I go back, yeah, we go into our collection. You get stuff like, how would I even say? It's like shiny versions or like foil versions of like cards and items. If you're familiar with TCGs or CCGs and how you can get shiny versions of cards that end up being worth more. In this case, it's more of like just a collector's item. There's no real value in these things that you get, but they look pretty, right? And so, yeah, if you play arena, or not arena, but ranked, you have a chance of getting those. The various other tiers in the founders packs, you get with if we go back and play here, like my Vanessa has a different skin than the default Vanessa. Default Vanessa looks like this. And so when you become a founder, the first tier gets you a different Vanessa costume or skin. And then the various other tiers get you costumes or skins for Pygmalion and also for Dooley. And I believe there are other skins that are in chests that you can get. So if you make it through ranked enough, you can get other stuff like that. So, there's a lot of replay value. Games are fairly long. admittedly.
No kings, no masters. But you do.
And well, they can be, especially if you go to 10 games, or 10 victories. So I don't know. I mean, there's kind of a lot to do, and I've explained a lot already. So let's just get into it. We'll start with a Vanessa game, and hopefully, you know, we'll do pretty decent. The thing with normal, and I do believe they brought it up on the Discord before, is that there should be more. Obviously, it's a beta, so things are still in progress. But there should be more rewards for normal, right? Like I think you can keep the rank ticket at the end. I think that's good, but there should be more of an incentive to like sort of like ranked. I think normal should have its own set of you make it 4 victories, you get something. You make it to 7 victories, you get something. Not like something super crazy, right? Because the rank ticket is pretty good. But some kind of like lesser chest, maybe. Like maybe you get less crystals or something to kind of balance out the economy, so that maybe people that aren't good at ranked necessarily, or even the game itself, like just having more of like an entry point for, or an incentive for less good players or unlucky players too, to keep playing. Okay, so we're getting into a game with Vanessa. So right here on the counter on the side, there are certain points of the day where things happen and it rotates around. You fight an NPC, and then you eventually fight a player. Now, you're not fighting the player directly, and I'll get into that once we get there. But what makes this game really accessible is that like stuff's happening all the time. So when you fight a player, quote unquote, you're fighting their ghost. The way that this game works is it creates a copy of a player that made it to a certain point in the game, and then you end up fighting them, supposedly excuse me, supposedly based off of like your MMR, like kind of where you're at in terms of like wins and losses and that type of thing. Your wins are calculated up here, and then you have your prestige down here. You start out with 20, and then as you lose fights, you lose prestige. And then when your prestige hits 0, the run is over. You do get one save death mechanic that comes in, and I'm sure we'll hit that, and I'll show you what that is when we get there. That's kind of how that works. Right now, this is the game board. Here's the amount of money that you start with. Your income is how much you gain at the start of each day. The board that you see here next to my portrait. These are where your skills will be, and then inside here is where you can store items. Now you do have like a rug, and it eventually stretches out over time to contain more items, but this is kind of where you start. And then the board is actually interactable, so you can like mess with stuff. I believe this throws a coconut. Yep. And then this reveals a hidden cellar passageway with bats and scary eyes. So it's really cool. There's a lot of like fun stuff. And then at the beginning of each run, you choose an item to start with, an item and a skill, and the choice at the beginning can make or break the run. So sometimes you just kind of get a shitty choice, and again, you have to kind of make it work the best that you can, and then eventually pivot, potentially, depending on what you get. Vanessa is really good at just all-out attacking. So you want to make sure that she's either ramping into crit or some kind of haste situation, She does get a lot of aquatic items based off of her role as a pirate. So aquatic items can slow, they can poison, they can ramp into haste. It really depends. There's a lot that can go down. So let's see what we get. Okay, we have a grenade, throwing knives, and shoe blade. So throwing knives can be good. This is an ammo weapon. Right now, it defaults to 45 damage at a bronze tier. Not weapons, but your items, everything that you can get, can rank up. So everything begins at bronze tier. It ranks up into silver, and then gold, and then diamond. Diamond obviously being the best. But not all diamond items are great. Like I said, it really depends on the situation. And for something like this, like a throwing knife, this is an ammo weapon. There is a symbol off to the right. I'm like pointing at it on my screen. I know you can't see it, but there's an icon next to the tooltip, deal 45 damage, and you see 3 ammo. So ammo means that there are limited uses, and then there are there are certain ways that you can trigger this, right? So each thing has a cooldown for the most part. In this case, throwing knives has a 3-second cooldown, deals 45 damage. When you crit, if you build Vanessa with crit in mind, throwing knives can be insane, right? Because you can, not only when it levels up, the damage increases. Sometimes it lowers the overall cooldown, which is 3 seconds, which can make or break runs. It depends. And then you can get skills and various things that can increase the ammo for this. And so you want this weapon if you're ramping into crit. Because when you crit with another item, use this. So you don't even have to wait for the cooldown for something like this. If you build crit and you build haste and you just like crit like crazy, then this thing will fire off pretty much all of its ammo like in like probably less than a second or something, depending on where you are in the game and that sort of thing. So this is gonna be crazy. Everything has a certain value. Value can increase. Economy is extremely important as far, well, your income and gold, depending. Sometimes you just don't get great shit, right? Yep, you just don't get anything. And so it's hard to say. So we went over throwing knives. We also have a grenade, which deals 80 damage. It's 1 weapon, sells for 2. It's small. And its cooldown is 4 seconds. The size of the items are important because, like I said, you have a limited board that you can use. And the other weapon that we have over here, which is also small, 6-second cooldown, shoe blade. It deals 30 damage, crit chance 30%. So these 2 items together would be pretty good. But we can only choose 1. Depending on the enemies and who I face at the start, throwing knives could be a mistake. Because I have a very limited amount of times that I can attack. I can attack a maximum of 3 times with this. And if the enemy has shield or heal, that could negate this completely. So this is kind of a tough choice to make. I want to get throwing knives, but it may be safer to get shoe blade. It may be safer to get shoe blade, but I don't know. It's hard to say. For the sake of this first game, let's just get throwing knives and hope for the best. Okay, so we get to pick a skill. So left eye, your leftmost item has plus 15% critical chance. Left-handed, your leftmost weapon deals 24 damage, plus 24 damage. So whenever this, whatever, because there's nothing, this is the leftmost item, right? But whatever is in the leftmost slot, or furthest left, that's a weapon, will get their damage increased by 24, which is pretty good. And then this, just in general, is your weapons deal plus 12 damage. This is probably a lot better than this. This can help us a lot at the start, because we'll be doing 69 nice damage with our throwing knives if we take this. But if we take this, there's a chance for this weapon to crit. And yes, if this crits, it uses itself. So that is also pretty good. At least that's how I think it works. I don't know if they changed that, or maybe I'm misremembering. Well, it's hard to say. Because we probably should get crit. But it is the beginning of the game, and this only works on the leftmost item. So it would probably be better for us to get damage. I'm just going to go with strength. And then here. Okay, so time of day. We're currently on hour 1 of day 1. We get to make some choices. So we could choose the candy stash and get 3 bronze tier chocolate bars. I don't remember how much health that gives us. It's not a ton. But the extra health could matter, depending. If we go with Pip, they sell bronze tier skills. Generally, skills at the beginning of the game don't matter too much. If you luck into a certain skill, it's great. But since there's enough variety, you can't really rely on bronze tier skills at the start. And then we have Keanu, who sells non-weapon items, which is probably what we're going to go with. Because just having one item at the start usually isn't that good, especially considering that I can only do a maximum of 171 damage, which doesn't really help that much if I'm up against, looking ahead, if I'm up against a Pygmalion, I believe they have about 300 health, so that doesn't kill them. And they usually ramp into heal, so this wouldn't necessarily be good. Julie also probably not great with this one, because if they go shield, if they're out of control pretty early, then they'll just negate my damage. Another Vanessa, maybe. But even so, like right now, I have starting health of 250.
I'll lead the mutiny myself.
So it's still not enough. So yeah, let's look at what Keanu has. That doesn't help me though. I mean, it does, and it doesn't, right? So so we have the Crow's Nest, which is a large property. It's going to take up the remainder of the space that we have right now. And this has a passive effect. It costs 6, but it sells for 3. Your weapons have 25% crit chance. If you have exactly one weapon, that weapon has lifesteal, which is great when I'm taking damage. I think for the sake of this, I might do it. We do have Pop Snappers, which is just a small item. Burn for 3 ammo, sells for 1, costs 2. Cooldown 3 seconds. Burn is the best offensive status that you can place onto somebody. Because when you burn someone, you burn them twice a second. And burn eventually, what's the best way that I can describe it? Burn counts down. So in this case, the pop snappers have burn of 4, which means initially they'll take 4 damage. When they burn again, they'll burn for 3. When they burn again, they burn for 2, and then when they burn for the last time, they burn for 1. So it's a continuous burn, but it's a burn countdown. So the more burn you can get onto somebody, right? The easier their life, the easier it will be to take their life down. Burn does stack, and it goes through shield, which is great. And burn is really fast. It ticks down pretty quick, especially in situations where you enter like the sandstorm after a certain amount of time, and each player takes consecutive damage or continuous damage. That ramps up. So burn. So getting pop snappers could be good, but it doesn't help me that much with my knives. So, especially if they have sustain. So if we burn somebody for each tick of each burn ammo use, 4, 3, 2, 1. So 4, that's 7, so 10. So we effectively have 30 burn damage on top of 171 damage. So we can do about 200 damage if they don't have sustain. So yeah, I don't know. It's hard to say. You almost want to get the crow's nest because there is a chance that you'll do double damage. But then you don't have space for items. So it's hard to say because we're offered the crow's nest early, and because we have a weapon that works with critical, this is almost too good to pass up, and we may just have to eat it for a couple of turns in order to make this work. So just for the sake of synergy, I'm going to get the crow's nest, and well, we're probably gonna eat shit for a bit. Oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't go over the enemies. I'll do that next time. So in the Bazaar, you always have 3 choices. Oh wow. Well, we won. Okay, so there are always 3 choices, and they're all like tiered, sort of like your items. There's like a bronze, a silver, a gold, sometimes even a diamond. While that does speak to the initial difficulty, based off of the monster that you pick, you get certain rewards, like the Kyber drone, for example. If you beat the Kyber drone, you get 3 gold, 1 experience, and then you get to take you get 1 item out of like everything that they had. So commonly we do get the Stinger. It's a small weapon, sells for 1, it has lifesteal, 9-second cooldown, deal 5 damage, and it also slows an item for 1 second. This is okay, not great, because 9 seconds is a long time to wait. And because this is like an enemy weapon, I don't believe it's in the regular rotation. So I mean, obviously we'll take it so that we can sell. Cat, what are you doing? Do you want to go out? Is that what you want? Okay. There you go. Oh man, cats! I swear. But yeah, so there's stuff like that, and so the Bazaar is all about choice, right? And the consequences of your choices. Because you're trying to build the best out of, like, I don't want to necessarily say like a bad situation, but there are times where things just don't come together and you have to adapt. And then sometimes, like I said, you fight against players' ghosts. Some players get out of control. They get the best stuff, and it's like insane. Some of the builds that you run into as far as like player ghosts and stuff, it's pretty wild. So luckily we won that one. We got our prize, which sells for 1, and that's okay. So we can either choose Isla, the weapon merchant. We can choose to find a lost crate. I believe the 2 choices you get from this one, because we might eventually pick it, but for educational purposes, for educational purposes, you get 2 choices, and the 2 choices, because there's like a couple of variants on this, you get to choose gold and experience, or like usually like a small or a medium item. And then you have something like this where it's like you get 3 spare change, you get just 3 gold off the rip, 3 gold items, which, you know, spare change, and then you can just sell them for 1 gold each. It's free, it doesn't cost you anything, it just takes up space. So right now, these are kind of moot, but they could be good. But we want to see what Isla might sell. Maybe they'll have another copy of a throwing knife. By the way, if a shop sells a copy of an item, then usually you can buy that, and that will automatically upgrade the version that you were carrying. So right now we have a Narwhal. Deal 4 damage, 4-second cooldown, sells for 1, costs 2 to buy. It's small, it's aquatic, it's a weapon, and it's a friend. All of those tags matter because certain things that you get, say if something is aquatic, if something's a friend, if something's a weapon, you know, this happens. So that is important. We have a cutlass, medium weapon, 5-second cooldown, deals 6 damage. This deals double crit damage. You purchase it for 4 and it sells for 2. This is a deceptive weapon. This seems good, but it is actually kind of bad. Now, sometimes you don't have a choice and you have to take this, in which case, fuck. But the reason that I say that this is a trap is because there is another aquatic weapon, in quotes, that you get that is this, but it's a small weapon. And that is a piranha. Piranha, it deals 5 damage. I believe the cooldown is either 5 or 4 seconds. You deal the amount of damage, and this deals double crit. So this is taking up another slot for no reason. Like I said, if you don't have a choice, then, you know, shit. But, you know,
None of these weapons.
And then we have a switchblade, small weapon, 8-second cooldown. Purchase for 2, sells for 1, deal 10 damage. When you use an adjacent weapon, give it plus 2 damage for the fight. This is also deceptive. Because it's like kind of okay, but it's also pretty bad at the early game. Now, you are giving things 2 damage, along with the fact that it does 10 damage, but that's happening every 8 seconds, so unless you have some kind of super haste charge ramp, not great. It's hard to say. I think, well, we don't even have space, but all of these are kind of bad. they're kind of bad. So we could re-roll. I only have 5, so it's not really worth it for me to do so. So we're gonna leave, and then we have more choices here. So we have Mattel. Sorry, Mattel. I want to say Mattel, but I know that's like a toy company. They sell medium items. We don't have any medium items right now, so that doesn't really matter. We have the utility box. Get a small tool. This could matter, maybe. We get one for free, but we don't know what we're getting, so it's hard to say how good this one is. You're taking a gamble. A strange mushroom. I believe this is similar to the abandoned treasure box event, where but I don't think you get an item from this one. I don't think so. I think you get choices for stats, maybe. Hard to say, because right now we don't have space for medium items. We're gonna level soon. I believe each time you go up an hour, you do get one EXP. So we don't have space for a tool. I think we need to go with Strange Mushroom, even though it's probably, not necessarily great. Okay, so yeah, our choices here are eat it and we gain a skill. I don't know if it gives us a choice. It might. Sell it, gain 2 to 4 gold, which can be good. And then keep it for luck. We gain 1 EXP. Typically right now, another skill, even if it is free, probably won't help us that much. 2 to 4 gold. We obviously want 4. This could be good, but the one that you would probably normally should go with is the one. Anytime you get free, quote unquote free experience. So we're gonna go with keep it for luck because that brings us closer to a level. So yeah, we're gonna do that. Perfect. So now we are facing a player ghost. It's another Vanessa. They are probably going to kick my ass, given my board. My board is pretty bad. And depending on what they've got, their board could be insane. Okay, so they have throwing knives too. Yeah. Unless the next 2 crits, I'm pretty... The last one has to crit or I lose. I lose. Okay. So they had... actually I don't. I have more health because I had lifesteal. So because they ran out of ammo for both, while the honing steel is upping the damage, it doesn't matter. And the silencer is useless because nothing's being used. So I actually win because of the sandstorm. After a certain amount of time passes, and you see that red line on the screen, then the sandstorm happens, and then that's where the each player takes continuous ramping damage until someone dies. Okay, so we leveled, which is great. Got more health, board expanded, fantastic. We have some choices to make. Okay, so we can do meditation for 2 EXP. We can upgrade our leftmost weapon, which I might do. We can get a weapon. We can force amplify. Your leftmost weapon gains 2 damage per level. In this case, we would gain 4. Or your items gain 2% crit chance if you have a friend. Your items gain additional 2%. Your items gain 2% crit chance if you have a friend. Your items gain an additional 2% crit chance. Right now, we do not have any friends. I'll put this in there though. And what I'm considering is either upgrading my knives or upgrading the crow's nest. Because if we upgrade the crow's nest, I believe the next upgrade is going to get us 50 crit chance. Which could be good. I think I'm going to do that. Oh no, it was weapon. I'm sorry. So it was always going to upgrade the knives. Okay. That was my mistake. So we're at 102 damage now. I probably want to find... Oh, actually, let's take that off because we want to have a lifesteal. So I either want to find something that ramps up ammo or does crits. But I also need a more sustained weapon that doesn't have ammo. So again, we have some choices. We could go to the guard locker and get a random small shield item. I'm not building shield, so this isn't something that I would want right now. Could be a mistake later. We have Deborah, buy experience for the right price. So Deborah usually gives you 3 choices. You get either 1 experience or a random item. Both of those are free. And then you can choose to double up on the experience. You can get 2 for the price of 5 gold. That is a potential. And we can also go to Andy, or And, I don't know, depending. I'm going to say Andy. And they sell small items. Small items can be anything. It can be just an item. It can be a weapon, a tool. This one definitely gives us the most versatile choice. So we're probably going to go with Andy.
You've just taken the first step.
Okay. So our choices are Cannonball. Adjacent items have +1 ammo, which is potentially good. We have Catfish. 6 seconds cooldown. Poison 1. Small aquatic friend. When this gains haste, give it +1 poison for the rest of the fight. I don't have any haste items, so that doesn't work for me. Then we have Seashell, small aquatic. This is an item, 5-second cooldown. Shield 5 for each aquatic item you have. I believe the only aquatic item I have is the crow's nest. So I believe this counts itself too, so I would get 2 times 5, so 10. It's not really worth it. If anything, I'll go with a cannonball, and then maybe I'll re-roll. I'm definitely going to go with a cannonball so that so this can have one more shot at fucking someone up. Do I re-roll? No. Okay. So again, choices. Battlefield, we get a small weapon. We do have a space for it, so that could be good. We have Lost Crate again. And then we also have Isla back to sell more weapons. I think we're going to go with Isla. Ooh. Oh man, we might have hit the draw here. So we have that trap weapon cutlass again. We're going to just ignore that. We have Shark Claws. It's a medium aquatic weapon. Say 4-second cooldown. Deal 5 damage. Your weapons gain 3 damage for the fight. So whenever this attacks, it gives every other weapon +3 damage for the fight. So this is good if you're ramping into haste or some kind of charge or speed build. Potentially, especially when you get it up to diamond tier. I don't know how much this increases it by each time. I'm going to assume it's 3. So a diamond tier, speculating of course, each time you attack with shark claws, you would give your weapons 12 damage each time this attacks. But the weapon that we really want is this. It's the katana. It's a medium weapon. It's 2-second cooldown, deals 4 damage. I know we just got the cannonball, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to save that, and we're going to get the katana. Even though I lose my lifesteal here, we kind of make up for it in damage here. So we're kind of going to hope for the best. On this one, Rogue Scrapper. I don't know if I have the damage for Rogue Scrapper. I know we can beat the Giant Mosquito. I'm not sure about the Covetous Thief. I don't know. I honestly don't think I have enough damage for the Rogue Scrapper, to be honest. Let's try it anyway. Why not? Okay. So this guy's got shield, he's got slow, club, junkyard, barbed wire, medkit. I might be able to get through this here. Maybe. Maybe not. Nope. I think he has better sustain than I do. Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna lose this one. Yeah, I just didn't have enough to make it through. That's okay. It just means we won't get an item from him, which kind of sucks. But that's kind of how it goes. So we have more choices here. Snack time, we gain 25 max HP per level. We gain 50. Could be good early on. We have Finn's Big Bite. Eat a Finn's to get max health. So when you go here, this is a merchant that sells, as it says, like health increasing items. I believe you can pay for some better stuff, but excuse me. I rarely go here, so I don't know. We're probably going to go with Colt. Sells ammo items, very appropriately named. And we're going to hope to either get another throwing knife or something better. That's kind of the best that we got right now. The only other thing that we would probably take is snack time, maybe. But let's go Colt and see what Colt has got. Bolus. Not really. Not really that either. Or grenade. Nah. Let's re-roll. Pop snappers. Cannon. Okay, so cannon has 6 burn. But it only has 2 ammo, so that's not that good. Harpoon is pretty good, but harpoon works best if you ramp into speed. There's actually better versions of harpoon. So probably not worth it. Kind of a bust on that one, unfortunately. That's how it goes, though. So we also have Orion that sells tools. We have Pip that's back. And then Lost and Found, we get a small non-weapon item. Right now, I don't even have space for another item. So it's hard to say what's the right thing to do here. I would like to say tools. But I'm not really using any tools right now. I could potentially get something. But I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go with Pip. Hopefully he has something that works. These all look kind of bad, though. Frostfire, no. We don't have any poison. Oh, man. And we can't even re-roll. We have no burn. It's another wash. Sometimes it happens. Here's another Vanessa. Hopefully
Go
we can
ahead. Underestimate. Makes this
outpace her
more
in damage. Oof, they have poison. We might though. Yeah. Yeah, they haven't taken any health, so okay.
Bravery without strength is a sword without a blade.
Okay. So not too bad, not too bad. That went okay. So we have Orion that's back with tools. Lost crate, find abandoned chest, and then we have relax. Start your next fight with 100 shield per level, so we get 200. Both of these are kind of useless right now. So we're gonna go with lost crate. Turn the crate, gain 2 gold and 1 XP. Open the crate, get a small or medium item. Since we're early game, we're going to return the crate so that we can level.
Of the tyrant's gold.
So what choices do we got? Forage, get 1 citrus and 1 coconut. If you have a friend, gain an additional citrus and coconut. If you do not currently have a friend, befriend, get a friend. Force multiplier, your weapons gain 1 damage for per level. So we'd get 3. Just keep swimming. Your aquatic items have their cooldowns reduced by 3%. Don't have aquatic item. No pain, no gain. Lose 10% max health, and your weapons gain 10 damage and +5 crit chance. Yes, sir. Oh. Yeah, that happens. We are in beta after all.
Another empty chest, waiting to be filled.
Okay. So no pain, no gain. We're trying to go for a crit build. Crit skills. Sure. Okay. Your non-weapon items have 4% chance to crit. Your items have 3% chance to crit. At the start of each fight, permanently give all your items +2% crit. Your weapons have +4 crit chance. Well, we have enough space for these now, so let's do that. Permanent crit chance is good, so I'm going to go with that. And now we have these. So, Tempest Flame Dance, pretty self-explanatory. Probably going to burn me down. Rogue Scrapper is the one that we had trouble with before. Because they outstained us, so that could still be a thing that happens this time around. And then we have Eccentric Aetheryte. I'm not gonna lie, I've never fought the Eccentric Aetheryte. So for the purposes of experimentation, we're gonna fight the Eccentric Aetheryte. Probably each it. So let's go. Ah, shield. Got it. Ooh. Okay. Okay. Alright, so they might start outpacing us in damage soon. We should be able to... Ooh, that was a pretty good one. Yeah, no, they had just enough sustain. So we're not going to get an item from them either, but that was pretty close. I think we're still going to go with Isla. I probably should have gone with the chocolate bars, to be honest, but I need to upgrade my weapons or get something better. And right now, I'm not getting anything that's that good. So that was kind of a bust. I don't have any aquatic... well, I do have aquatic items, but nothing that's small. We can either go with Mattel for medium items, or we can go with C4 for ammo. This is ammo skills. This could be potentially good if I get the ammo skill that allows me to reload when I crit. I don't know if that's a gamble we should take right now. Because I don't even know if I'm going to get the lower tier version of the skill. I only have 9 golds. And I usually see that skill when it's gold. And gold skills cost 12. It's a tough choice. I think I am going to go with Mattel.
Nothing tiny, nothing huge.
I'm
All
hoping
about
for another
moderation.
katana. But I'm not getting it. Shit. Shit. Nope.
See that mountain? That's home.
Pretty unfortunate.
My
This has
fight
not
isn't
been a
with
good
you,
run.
but
This
it
has
is
not
with
been
me.
a good run. Not at all.
You do see these tusks, right?
Ooh, this guy has good sustain. I'm probably gonna get screwed over by that. Yeah. Yeah.
You can learn a lot from losing.
Not been a good run
Bring
so
her
far.
back.
Not been a good
I've got
run.
another salvo in me.
Okay. So we have Recycling Center, which can get us a non-weapon item, which could be good. We could work at the docks, where we'll earn some money, and we can get an item as well. And then we have Midsworth, sell small and large items. Could be good. Maybe. I think we're going... We either work at the docks or we go to Midsworth. We're gonna go with Midsworth.
Come on, then. Let's get this over.
Okay.
You see that, Barkin? That's how it's
Good.
done.
So now this has more ammo. That's good news. Yeah, not much else though. All right. Could go with JJ and get some items. We can get tool from the workshop, or we can get crit skills. Let's go with crit. Hopefully there's something decent. Your rightmost item has +5 crit chance. Your weapons have +4 crit chance. The first time you use a large item each fight, give your items +4 crit chance for the fight. I do have a large item, but this is passive, so this isn't going to count. First time you crit each fight, freeze an item for 4 seconds. My crit isn't that great right now, so that doesn't help. I think we're going to go with Deadly Eye. Boiler Room Brawl, Retiree, Deadly Crooner. We've been losing a lot lately. That's not to say that we won't lose against this guy, but this one definitely is the easiest one, so we're just gonna go with him.
I've got work to do.
Hey, what up?
You're tougher than
Hope you're
you
having a good day there.
See that plank? Walk it.
Okay, so we got a toolbox. Medium tool, 6-second cooldown, shield 10. Your other tools have their cooldowns reduced by 5%. I don't think we have any tools, but we'll take it anyway so that we can make something out of it. Okay, so we leveled. We have our full board now, which is great. Poison items gain 1 poison. We don't have poison. Your vehicle's cooldowns are reduced by 5%. We don't have vehicles. Upgrade your leftmost weapon. That could be good. 2 EXP for meditation, and then forage if you have a friend. Sadly, we don't have friends. So that's not really going to work. I do think we're going to level up the leftmost weapon, and we're going to level up the katana. So let's go with that. In the meantime, we'll put the toolbox up so that we could get the 10% unless we find something. But yes, hello. Hello. Hope you're having a good day. Happy to have you in the chat. I think this is the first time you might have... Well, this is the first time that you chatted. I don't know if you stopped by my stream before. Most definitely doing well, just doing the work thing. I feel that. Today, normally I would probably be doing like some overtime, actually right now. But there's some stuff that we have to take care of once wifey gets off of work. So yeah, we're just gonna stream and have a good time. Hopefully work isn't going too bad and all that. Yeah, it's first time been meaning to drop in. Oh, cool. Well, welcome to my humble stream. I don't know. I don't know if that's the right way to even put that. Well, we don't have any friends, but it's gold, so we might get a good one, but I don't know. Experience, bronze tier junk items, that could be good. Maybe. Because usually when you sell junk, it ups certain things. I only have 7 gold, so I don't know if this is a good idea. We don't have friends though. Fuck it, we're going with Keanu.
You see landfill? I see buried.
Oh hey, look at that. Crazy.
Ooh, the keener the blade.
Well, it's nice to know that a stinger is junk. Okay, when you sell this, give your leftmost heal item 7 heal. We don't have heal. When you sell this, your leftmost burn item gets +1 burn. We don't have burn, so this... well... Haste adjacent items for 1 second. When you sell this, give your leftmost haste item 1 haste. Maybe? That might be better than... Might be better than the shield? Deals double crit. I don't know. I don't think I can make this any faster than it already is. Maybe I'm wrong. Fuck it. We'll just get it. We'll see how it works. Oops. We'll just rearrange it like that.
There 20 years waiting for you.
Ugh, ammo skills. Why? Why now? Why? I could get a weapon. Fuck it, let's get a weapon. Fuck. Medium weapon, double barrel, 3-second cooldown, deal 15 damage, multicast 2, sells for 2. Oh well, that's how it goes. All right, we're fighting another Vanessa. Probably gonna kick my ass.
We're out to dethrone a king, not to squabble with nobody.
Let's go. Let's find out. Have you been? Oh shit. Yeah, this is probably gonna kick my ass. Damn. Ooh. Nope, never mind. Woo!
I paint my ship red, but I don't use paint.
Yeah, that worked out. That was cool. We don't need this, and we don't need that either. Small items, gumballs. I think it's a little too early for gumballs. Small non-weapon item. Let's go with small items.
You have to ask the price. You can't afford
I mean, the narwhal's okay. I'll definitely do more damage over time. But I get a lifesteal with this guy. I don't know. And it costs 8. So it's going to be all of my money. Yeah, I mean, I'm sticking with crit. I mean, this is gained crit over these, and it's also got some sustained crit from the battles. I know if I put this in, it's gonna get at least 25, 29. It's gonna get 31 at the beginning of the fight. And it's gonna attack more often, so it has more chances, kind of. But I still get lifesteal. But I have to wait 9 seconds for it. God, I don't know. Yeah. Fuck it, why not? Let's go for it.
Tell everyone you got it here.
Okay. Poison skills. Start next fight with 100 shields. Non-weapon items. Man, there's not really a lot I can get for 3. If anything, I'd probably end up wasting my money. Shield it is. Okay. So, I fought the Sabertooth a lot. I probably am going to win against the Sabertooth. I have not. I fought against Mod Squad before, but I've only done that when my build has been out of control. This build is still kind of bad. Probably not a good idea. Hawkervian Rocket Trooper, I have never fought before. But based off of what I'm seeing, they probably have Burn, which goes through Shield, which would be bad. Sabertooth Tiger it is. Oof, this, I think the only reason would get through this is because of the shield. Okay. What am I gonna get? What's it gonna give me? Shiny Fang? Okay.
Waiting to be filled.
4-second cooldown. Unfortunately, it is worse than my narwhal. So I'll probably end up selling that. Alright, so we've got leadership, upgrade your leftmost weapon, get an ammo item. Weapons gain 1 damage per level, so each one would gain 5. Leftmost ammo item gains +1 max ammo. Get a weapon. We're still, well, We're on day 5, so we're kind of in mid-game. I need to start doing more damage, so I'm gonna upgrade my leftmost weapon. Okay. Snack time, gain 25 max health per level, so we'd gain 125. That could be good. Lost crate, maybe. I really not gotten anything that would build my income, which sucks. Let's go with Isla. I don't have enough for that. Nope. This is kind of bad. If we had it at the beginning of the game, it would be okay, but here's that shitty weapon that's a trap. No thank you. Javelin's pretty okay, but it's medium, and I don't currently have anything that hastes, so that was kind of a bust as far as they shop. Get a shield item. I don't have shields. Get some chocolate bars. I'm probably going to end up going with this one. Sells large items. I only have one large item, and I would have to hope that if I picked pole, I would get another crow's nest. I mean, I do have prestige, so I can continue to lose for a little while. I don't want to lose, but I can continue to lose. All right. Ah, god damn it. Servers again. Hey. Crow's nest, please. Oh, yes. Oh, we have just enough for it, too.
This
awesome.
Will inspire the crew.
Very good, very good, very good. Just what I needed. All right. Oh shit! It's another Vanessa, and this one looks like they. Yeah. They'll probably kick my ass, to be honest.
I may be young for a captain, but
they probably have been through a lot of ranked games if they have this skin. What's your build? Ooh, yeah. Burn.
Next time, boys,
we went out the day.
Less blunder,
Just
more
okay.
Blunder.
Nice.
All cannon, no
It actually looked
fire.
pretty scary. I hate seeing burn. Whenever I see burn, I just expect to lose because it circumvents shields. So, not bad. All right. Weapons. God damn it! Freaking! I swear to God, these servers. Okay.
My battle days are over. More.
Don't have haste. This would be great, but it doesn't really work for what I'm doing. Well, I mean, it could, but it's 6 seconds. If you have another tool, ammo, property, or friend, this has +1 multicast for each. It could be great, but oh wow, that sells for a lot. In that case, I'm safe to do this to see what we get, and that is garbage.
Not enough.
I'm close to a level. Let's level. Upgrade your leftmost item. Can this get upgraded? I swear. I swear to God. Okay, if this is my leftmost item, then what I want to do is I want to get a lot of this to nearly 100% crit. So let's upgrade this.
The keener the blade, the quicker the fight.
96%, 83%, 96%. Perfect. Do I want to fight the Zookeeper? I don't think I have enough to take care of the Loan Shark. The Loan Shark might out-sustain me, I think. I could probably take down the Foreman. The Foreman's probably going to get me something I can't really use. I'll probably end up selling. Man, I don't know. Fuck. Fuck it. Ooh, this guy has a lot of health. Oh, shit. Okay. Dead? Yay.
Waste of gunpowder.
Okay. God, I had... Where is an ammo skill seller when you need them? Fuck. Fuck. I need the ammo skill that when I crit, it reloads a weapon. Or reloads a weapon, an ammo weapon by 1. Then I could go infinite with throwing knives. God damn it. Maybe I'll go with tools because I might be able to get the gunpowder item, which would give me more sustain with my knives.
Are tools weapons? Well, that's up to you.
Nope. Let's search again. Ooh. Yes. Okay. It's to the right.
A bucket saved my life once.
4 seconds. Okay. Cache of riches. Work at the docks. Ammo item. I mean, I can always sell these if I need something. Ammo item. Let's sell you. Nope. That was a waste, unfortunately. And we have a dually. Fuck.
You should know. I'm a
Alright.
legend on Pelago.
What kind of dually are you? You are... Ooh. I do not like this. Ooh, this guy's gonna beat me. Because he can out-sustain. Shit. Fuck.
Defeat does not defeat me.
Dualies. I swear. Aquatic items means I could get a narwhal or a crow's nest, which I should be able to afford.
Hello.
No, please. No, damn it. Fuck. Man, these items suck. Poison item. Get an item. Work at the docks. You suck. We're gonna work at the docks. Gain 2 gold and a weapon, 2 gold and a tool, 2 gold and a shield item. Tool. Man. This is horseshit. No. No. If you have a friend, I mean, yeah. Leftmost weapon. Yeah, let's do that.
Now this.
All
will
right,
inspire
Diamond
the
Katana.
crew.
Radiant Corsair. I don't know about that. It seems mighty menacing. I've never fought anything with this border on it. I almost want to do it just to see how bad I die. Because this thing, it has to have a whole bunch of ammo items, I imagine. It's a pirate. Well, dressed like a pirate. I don't know. I'm probably good with the Joyful Jack. And probably the Viper Tyrant. Damn. Man, I don't know. I don't know. Fuck it, we ball, I guess. Damn, that guy has a lot of health. Holy shit. Uh-oh. Burn. Well, let's see how far we get. Ooh, ouch. Oh, I think we can win this one. Oh my god, it just gained all of his health back. He must have a skill that does that. Yep, Fiery Rebirth. Fuck. We got some gold though. We got some gold. We got some gold. That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. But damn, that was crazy. Ammo. Maybe we'll get another dagger. God, I don't know anymore. I don't have haste. When you use an ammo item, deal 15. It's not really worth it. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Oops. These suck ass too. Fuck. I don't have anything that burns, so this. Man. Slow item. Haste slow cooldown. Sells items. I mean, this does haste. Well, no, I could have gotten the rifle because it's medium. So I would have had to have gotten rid of my haste item. This one's already pretty strong. What if I do this and haste that?
You don't have time not to buy this.
Nope. Man, these have been some bust-ass
We're out to
shops.
dethrone
What
a
the
king,
fuck?
not to squabble with nobodies.
My dreams are
Hmm.
too big for you to steal.
Oh shit. This guy's gonna fuck me up.
Now that
Yep.
was invigorating.
Fucking Pygmalions, I swear.
Like my crew says at the bar. Another round.
Ah, damn. Oh, man. Oh, let me, fuck it, let me update that. There we go. Whoops. What window am I in? There we go. Okay, I disabled slow mode, so. There you go. Enjoy. Fuck. Okay, let's do this.
Let's get this over with.
Oh, God damn it. Man.
You probably wanted a large item.
Weapon.
Our battle days are over. But
Come
our
on,
weapons-
something good.
Whoa. You'll be back with bruises.
Fuck. God, I hate that. Infernal Frigate. I've never fought one of you before. Let's fight. Ooh, you're my mortal enemy. Oh, shit. Can I outdamage him before he outdamages me? Yup. Just barely. Oof.
Was that even a battle? Maybe a
Shit.
skirmish.
Aquatic item. Maybe? If it's a crow's nest, that could be good. I do have a friend, but I don't need that. Don't have a shield. Don't have heal. Man. Blech. Aquatic. Fuck. God, I swear. Okay, I've gained like a lot of junk. It's yeah. Large item. Crow's nest. I swear to God. Or something better. No. Nope. No. Especially if I'm going to continue to crit. No. Okay. Let's hope. And use an aquatic item. Haste a weapon for 1 second. Well... aquatic item, so it's specific to item. This could count as an item, but I don't know. This is large, but because you technically don't use it, this wouldn't count. Damn. But it doesn't have bird on it, so that would be useless. Your items have +1 max ammo. Sure.
Care living for gold. You're in patent.
Oh, another Vanessa.
Go
Okay.
ahead. Underestimate.
Let's see what type of Vanessa
It
you
makes
are.
this more fun. You should know, I'm a bit of a legend on Keanu.
Poison. Ooh, this is disgusting. I'm probably gonna lose this one, maybe. Yes.
Land
Yep.
legs make you predictable. You move in straight lines.
Okay.
What can I do for you right now?
Let's go for the level. More damage
I
is good.
won't fall. My people need me.
I don't have any medium items. This only appears in junk stores. Do I go with more health? Or take a chance on a random item or experience? Let's go with health. Burn item, chocolate bars. Let's see what JJ has.
Profit 10.
It's actually pretty good. I'll get
You
that.
have to leave already?
Damn. Okay. Don't want to fight this guy because I believe this guy is crit lifesteal. I can beat the Oasis Guardian, I'm pretty sure. I do not know about the weapons platform. I don't think I've ever fought a weapons platform before. Let's go for it. Ooh. Damn, that's a lot of status effects. Okay. Ram damage with small items. This is going to be pretty disgusting, but I should be able to make it. Okay. Nice.
See that plank? Walk it.
Okay. Great. Don't need you. It's late enough in the game that gumballs are pretty useful. But if I get a whole bunch of shield gumballs, they're pretty bad. Let's go with Keanu.
With no weapons, leave with big bargains.
Destroy this. All enemy small items for the fight. And destroy all small items for the fight. And slow all enemy medium items for 10 seconds. When you use another aquatic item, charge this for 1 second. That's cool, but I don't need that. No. When you use a non-weapon item, it and this gains haste for 2 seconds. Damn. We've only had a build that would work for that more. Uh-oh. Connection. Who knew? Fucking servers, I swear. Okay. We were leaving. Please let me leave. Thank you. Heal item, get a weapon, don't have vehicles, no poison. 2 items, if you have a friend, get an additional 2 items. We get a weapon, we can get anything. It would be really nice to get throwing knives. Scavenger hunt, let's go. Coconut, gold, we don't have that, so we're just gonna sell it. Don't have that, just gonna sell it. Reduce cooldowns by 3, yes. Haste item. Weapon, large item. We technically don't need more. We don't need this to grow anymore, so we don't really need that. Throwing knives would be nice.
I'm finished with fighting, but I can help you finish
Yeah,
the fight.
it is good about that. When you use a weapon, deal 50 damage. I mean, technically that could be good. I'm already doing more with this technically, though. Well, kind of. You know, I could always sell it. Well, no, because I'm going to be fighting a player next. So, man, I don't know. I kind of want it just for the memes, but I don't know how good this is going to be. Probably not as good as what I have right now. Which is kind of sad. Because I don't know what type of player I'm going to go up against. Now, this is going to do 50 damage every time I use a weapon.
I knew retirement would be dull, but this...
Could be worth it. Maybe. Probably not, though. It can't... Well... It has a chance to crit. Not as much as this, but... Why not?
Go make some more stories, then come back and tell me.
Let's just have fun with it. Whatever. Oh, it's another Vanessa. Okay. Alright, well, if it's another Vanessa, then is gonna go for broke. She's probably gonna destroy
I may
me.
be young for a captain, but I've seen my share of storms. My fight isn't with you, but if you insist...
Ooh, yeah, this is a poison one. Yeah, I'm pretty screwed. Yeah, the poison is gonna kill me before I can
You fall
kill
like
her.
a boulder.
Yep, just barely. It's not bad, not bad.
My father
Yeah.
lives through me.
I mean, poison's pretty is okay. It's good if you can ramp into it pretty hard, like their build was. Because it's slower than burn. Poison only ticks once a second. Burn ticks twice. But both go through shield. So it's kind of too bad. Okay. Well, that was not. I mean, it wasn't the best, but that was actually a lot of fun.
Put your Bali on the map.
Hello? Why aren't you loading in? Whatever. Another server error? No? Okay. Alright, let's try to build some crazy Pygmalion build. What do we got? Whew, that's rough. Well, damn. We'll go with that, I guess. Heal items have plus 18 heal. Rightmost weapon, 24 damage. Leftmost heal item has 36 heal. Well, I do know we eventually want to go crazy with heal. We kind of need to make it through. Well, this isn't actually super important. Just gonna go with heal. XP, junk. XP. Kyber drone. Okay, I should be alright for this fight. Yep.
You seem like a nice person.
Okay, insect wing is pretty good. Let's see what you got, JJ.
A customer.
Nope. Ooh, I have enough to buy both. Okay.
Happy to make a sale. Sad to say goodbye.
I will buy this.
How about this weather where... Oh, you're leaving.
And I will actually do that so that I can hopefully get a heal item soon. Yo-yo's pretty good. Oh, Vanessa. Great.
Boring.
Ooh, this is gonna lose multicast. Yep. I think I'm actually gonna lose this one. Yeah, too slow. Damn, they didn't have the cannonball. I probably would have won. Okay, I have space now, so I can put you in there. Shield item. Nope. Nope. Damn, this is kind of bad. Shield item. Alright. Get an item, bronze tier skills, weapons.
I'll spar with you, but this leg.
Hey, that command works. That's the first time I've seen that. That's awesome. Okay. Let's get one of these. So we can do this, and that, and that. Ooh, early upgrade for the golf club, which is good. We need healing. Let's go with you. Okay.
Highly concentrated.
Heal and shield. Yes, actually.
That suits you beautifully.
Yes. Okay. Tent City Mayor. Let's go with the Mosquito. Okay.
Not all Jabalians are pacifists.
Haste weapon for 3 seconds. Alright. Yep. We are going to income and EXP.
Treasures I'll put here.
Get a heal item. Yeah. Perfect. Okay. We just need a property after that, and then we're good to go.
I should warn you, I am like other Jabalians.
Ooh, this might be tough. Okay, nice.
No hard feelings, right?
All right. Small item.
Ask the price. You can't afford it. Neither wealthy nor wise, huh?
Okay. Sure. Ooh. Okay. Very nice. Let's go with the scrapper. Okay. Nice.
I've come too far to let you stop me.
Few warriors live to retire. Buy my weapons,
Ah.
and you might.
I wish I had this guy at the start. We're already going healing, though. So I don't even know if this is gonna work. No, I'm trying for a very specific build, so unfortunately that doesn't work for me. Oh. Of course.
Nufo teaches stillness. I prefer action.
Blade. This can be good, but not really until it's diamond level or diamond tier.
You'll be back with bruises.
No.
The Bazaar's a crazy place, right?
Cash register's good to
how about
have.
this weather where... Oh, you
Sell that and that.
happy to make a sale. Sad to say goodbye.
More is more,
Okay. Leftmost weapon. Don't have a property yet. Yeah. Alright.
Are you sure? Noticed I'm huge?
Cool.
Oh, don't let this get you down. Eyes on the prize, huh?
Okay. Man, I really need some kind of property soon. Oh, we got another one. That is crazy. Ooh, large item that might be able to get a property here.
Talking fast.
I will take this one for now, but it's not the one that I ultimately want. Yeah. Alright. Alright. Let's go with this guy first.
What you looking at? You're tougher than you look.
It's all about motivation. You gotta
course,
know
of
what
course.
you're fighting for.
Don't need you anymore. As far as crit, if anything, I want this to crit. Experience, medium item.
Rumor has it there's a rumor going.
I can already
Okay.
see gold and treasures.
Economy item. Spare change. One heal per level. 2 heal per level. Interesting. Screw, we're gonna do this again. Skills, high chance of upgrades. Oh, actually that doesn't matter. Okay. Grandmaster or this dude? I don't really have anything that I want to upgrade. Let's go with you and see what you got.
Are you prepared?
Damn. I mean, this is a property. I don't know if that's going to count that as an item. Let's see what else you got. That's extremely specific. All right.
I care little for gold. Your enlightenment is my reward.
My people. Boring!
We're out to dethrone a king, not to squabble with no
Ooh.
Like my crew says at the bar.
Okay.
Another round.
Oh, you've got potential. I bet I'll see you again.
Shield skills, don't need those. Snack time. Small, medium? I swear. It's freaking game.
Hi, I'm Quixel, Master Merchant.
Nice. Okay.
Moving up in the world.
Sure, that's gonna net me another spare change.
I'll take it, I guess.
Okay, heal and regeneration skills. Curious. Small heal items have +9. Large heal items have +12. Rightmost heal item. Oh, it goes to +18. Yeah, let's go with that one. Why not? Fine. Since I've never seen you before and what you can do. Okay, I am slightly concerned. actually wasn't as bad as I thought.
Believe you'll win, and you'll win. But not
Finally,
against me.
they added the tooltip for this so I can see what this does. Okay. When you use the item to the right of this, haste it for 3 seconds. If it is a weapon, it also gains +7 damage for the fight. That's actually not terrible. It's not bad. Okay.
The smaller
Small item.
the finer the meal.
Ah. Upgrade your leftmost item. I want to upgrade the bird.
Now that's quality.
People first, profit 10.
Hmm. Super curious. 5% of my health. Let's re-roll. Damn.
Maybe I should lower
Ooh, another Pygmalion. This is going to go well, I'm
I should
sure.
warn you, I'm not like other Jabarians. My dreams are too big for you to steal.
Oh, you're doing something similar. You're probably going to be able to out-sustain me, I think. Well, maybe not. Maybe not. You can't heal. Well, you can, but not enough. So...
Next time I'll show you what I learned from this.
Nice.
Oh, don't let this get you down. Eyes on the prize, huh?
Medium and large, yeah.
really small things.
Mhm. This is almost good just to have. I think I'm gonna do that.
You stumps back home. I'm gonna be a business tree. Well, okay. Here.
Oh my god.
On behalf of the Grand
Okay.
Society of them.
Um.
Anyway, thanks.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, let's get some chocolate. And let's fight the foreman.
like a nice person. Maybe too nice.
Okay. Sells economic items. Gold tier skills. Let's check on the skills. When you heal, an item gains 3% crit for the fight. Your items have 30% crit. When you use an item, all of your items lose 10% crit. Yeah, we're doing combat medic. Yeah, we're doing Pygmalion. And they are about being tanky. And then, like, dealing out, like, a whole bunch of damage or out-sustaining your opponent. So let's see. Max health, I guess. That's a... Ooh. Weights, please? Oh, yes.
Moving up in the world.
Sure, let's upgrade the hatchet for the fun. Oh, we have a cash register. Okay, we can sell that. So we can upgrade the register. Okay. I don't know if that did anything. Whatever. Okay, so we're fighting a Vanessa, and depending on her builds, it could be bad.
I may be young for a captain, but I've seen my share of storms.
Let me see. Crit, damage. Okay, you are trying to burn me down as quick as possible. Got it.
Defeat
Okay.
does not defeat me.
Close.
That was invigorating.
Damn. I'm really lacking in economy for a Pygmalion build. Small or large items. Or take a chance on a rare event or a merchant. Yeah, let's see. Might have a property that I would want. I've been fed so many beasts of burden. Fuck. I kind of regret not taking them, but that's okay. Okay.
That's quality.
Large items, small items, grotesque, exceptional.
Well, it's not too early for gumballs, but I don't really think it's probably the best thing for me to look at right now. If I could get another set of weights, might be good.
Warful.
Is that even worth it? Oh, God, I don't know. No.
I feel like that decision comes from a negative place.
Shock Trooper, let's go. Oh shit. Maybe that was a bad idea. Yeah, he's building up damage way too fast that. Yeah. Yeah, he's just gonna eclipse my health. There you go. Fuck. That's okay.
You just motivated me to get stronger.
Health, toughness, shield.
Oh,
Yeah, maybe.
Customer.
No. Lemonade stand. No.
Are you sure? You're very soft.
Medium
Take
items.
your time. I'm pretty laid back.
Mm. Yeah, I don't have enough for that. Nope.
Every item finds its buyer. It's a relationship, you know?
are you sure? Noticed I'm huge? My dreams are too big for you to steal.
Mm. Ooh, not sure about this one. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they're gonna outsustain me long before I can do any meaningful damage, but I don't know. We'll see. Huh? Maybe not. Come on. Okay, nice.
And I still lost. You can learn a lot from losing.
Okay. Upgrade weapon. Income. Shields. Income. We need income. Yep. Hello! Welcome to the stream. Whoops, my tracking was bad. It's still kind of bad. Welcome. Okay.
A friend. I mean, a customer.
That's a property? Neat. Appreciate the follow. Thank you. Well, I'm glad that's working. I've tested it before, but you know, things can break at basically any turn, so I'm glad that that does work. I'm probably not going to go back to the bow, so we're going to just deal with that, as it were. That's cool. I'm glad it's working. It is nice to see you. I do remember. Yes. I remember having cami mirror matches. It feels like it was so long ago. It probably was. But that's crazy. Yeah, that was quite the time. Okay, if I get this property, is it gonna upgrade the multicast for my bird? Because it says for each property I have. Let's find out.
Happy to make a sale. Sad
No.
to say goodbye.
Property to the right has double value in combat. If you have 4 or fewer items in play, your cooldowns are reduced. Property to the right has double value. So this would be good if I had that other one, which I've been looking for, but I don't have yet. Damn. Yeah, I remember that, because I remember that was like when Ben visited, I think, or something. I know he visited y'all like a bunch. So yeah, that was something. I remember that a bit. Fuck. Man. Okay. Well, if I search for weapons, I'm only looking for a golf club. Or a kukri knife, maybe. Fine.
My battle days are over, but my weapons crave.
Well, that's pretty good. So we'll go with
Enjoy
that.
the thrill of battle. Okay.
Wow. Not buying that. It looks cool though. Oh yeah, that's awesome. I know about that. I mean, I know some things, but I don't know everything's. Everything's? Am I an idiot? Am I having a stroke? I don't know. That's cool though. That would be that'd be pretty awesome. Him coming up there and like visiting y'all and whatnot. Do I want to fight the Oasis Guardian? Or the Cosmic Rock? Probably not Dr. Vortex. Oasis Guardian is Godspeed. I should be able to kill this guy eventually. Fucking weights are doing so much work. It's crazy. I'm just looking for that one property. I don't think I'm gonna get it this run. It doesn't look like I've been able to so far. We're pretty late into the game already, so I'd be extremely surprised. If I did. Small items, gold, temporary boost. I don't think this counts as an item. let's check.
The brain. Mine
No. The start of each fight with Dragon Tooth, spend 3 gold. I don't have enough gold for that. When you win a fight, get a piggle. Shields. Yeah.
Oh, I understand. Class isn't for everyone.
Do I fish for junk? Get a small non-weapon item. Could be good. Find any item in the bazaar. Man. If I had more gold, I could probably do that. Let's spend that already. Let's move you over. Alright. We'll dig a little bit.
The dunes? Where shall we start?
Nope. I'm curious enough to see what this does. Even though it only works once every 6 seconds. Okay. Okay, the next person we're fighting against is a player. Or a player ghost. Let me get this, and then I'll fight a monster with it next.
That looks like the Cretaceous era?
well, I don't know. I can afford to lose. Let's try it. Now this gains burn for every time I heal. With everything, it could be good.
Boring!
You should know, I'm a bit of a legend on Palladium.
Oof. This person's gonna destroy me. Yeah, I can't outpace their damage.
All cannon,
Yeah, especially when
no
they crit.
harm.
Okay, that's an interesting mechanic. I do like that. I do like that. It's just too slow. Yeah, it's just too slow to work against a speed build with Vanessa. Okay, yeah, let's upgrade the golf clubs.
Moving up in the world.
We'll keep it in rotation for now.
Hello, little
Please, a property that I want. Come on, come on. God. Oh, we got a vineyard. Okay. Okay, yes, this is actually what I was looking for.
I would give it for free. Andy says that's wrong.
And again, I can afford to lose, so that is fine. Okay, this is a bit slow. When you heal, this gains 2 burn. Okay, we're gonna keep this in the fight for now. Tools, weights would be. God damn it. Fucking beta, I swear. Okay. For the love of God, please, some weights.
What's up? Come on in.
Nope. Nope. Looks like it's lagging a little bit with the servers. Damn it. Ah. Crap.
Not the DIY type.
All right.
Guess you
Fine.
can always pay for repairs.
Let's go with a safe one. Let's go with a safe one. Come on, Bazaar servers. You can do it. I believe in you. Hello? Okay. Yes. Yes. Let's go. All right.
I've come too far to let you stop me.
God. stabilize, for the love of God. Please. I'm just trying to complete a run. That's all I want. I'm not asking for a lot, I don't think. Maybe I'm wrong. Uh-oh. Servers might have crashed. Might have crashed out. That would be bad. Oh. Hold on, let me check the Discord. Nope. It says everything's okay. Okay. Please stabilize. Now look at that. It's beautiful. Oh, hey, at least it counted me winning. Oh my God. Whoa. That's scary. We're like in the ocean. Good Lord. Okay. What the fuck is going on here, y'all? What? What the fuck? What the fuck? What the fuck? Hold on. Okay. Wow. Okay. Are we back to normal? We are not. It is still dire out here. Jesus. Alright. You know what? Let's exit real quick. Let's restart the game. Maybe that will do something. It's taking a long time to exit, so I'm really worried. Okay. Well, at least the introduction video isn't slow. So maybe it's just the gameplay. 1,000. Okay. We have stabilized for a second.
Master craftsman. Me? Try my best.
That's not what I'm looking for. Nope. I mean, that could be good. I'm gonna buy it just because. Uh-oh. We are missing animations. Yikes. New. Oh, God. What is even happening? Oh, man. Their Discord is on fire. I love it. Okay. Oh, my God. Come on, game. Don't do this. Not today. Uh-oh. Oh, no. North America servers went down. EU server just went down. What about the Oceanic server? Oh, all of them went down. Oh, shit. Uh-oh. SpaghettiOs. Oh, no. We're aware of server issues. We've taken them offline, and we will get them back up soon. Expect 10 minutes of downtime. Fair enough. Fair enough. It was... I believe they recently patched the game, because there was a patch There's a patch last night. So that sucks. Damn. I wonder what to do in the meantime. Are there any 10-minute videos I can watch real quick? No, probably not. Let me see if there's another game that I can quickly pivot to. Damn it, man. Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm. No, not. I don't believe so. What has been going ons? I missed a lot, apparently. I mean, I guess while we're waiting for it to come back up, let's go to the, let's change screens real quick. To college, start career path. Ooh. We need accountants. There's not enough. 3 Labradors and a cat. Oh. Lost Diesel. I'm so sorry about that. It's always hard to lose our furry friends. I had a litter of 5. Ooh. Oh, you started hunting. That's awesome. I'm not gonna lie, I think that would be a lot of fun. It's not really something I can personally do right now because of physical issues. But I mean, it always sounds like interesting and fun, you know. Even if I was just there to like observe. Ooh, okay, that's awesome. Do y'all usually only go out for like the day, or like are you out there for like the weekend, or what? Well, that was weird. My model freaked out a little bit. Go out for the weekends. So we usually get our deer within 2 or 3 days. Nice. That's awesome. That's really cool. I'm really fascinated. Kind of jealous a little bit, to be honest, but I mean, out here in Florida, what can we hunt? What crocodiles, alligators, gator? Yeah, gator, pigs, maybe something like that. Yeah. No, I mean, I'd like to see whatever it is that you guys, um, whatever you guys get. Yeah, just like post it in like the Discord, or just someplace where I can look at that and stuff. That'd be cool. Ah, all dough. Mm. Yeah, like pigs and gator. Just have to worry about not getting mauled by a bear. Probably easier said than done, but it's always, I don't know, scary. I don't know, I'm honestly pretty bad with firearms, to be honest. I'd like to get better. Maybe eventually get some stuff for home defense and whatnot, but yeah. Trade some gator for deer. No real place to buy it here. Yeah, no, I imagine. No, I don't have a Discord yet. I meant like post it in like Ben's Discord, or like a mutual Discord that we're in together. So yeah. But yeah, sorry about that. But yeah, no, I mean, like, a gator is like surprisingly like really awesome. I remember like kind of being weirded out the first time. And I was like, gator, like, how would that even taste? Like, they're all muscle, you know. But they taste surprisingly great, like chicken, almost. I kind of want to make a reference to the like the chicken of the sea, but it's more like chicken of like the lake or river, I guess. I think on his channel, it's probably good to place that in the commons. I don't think he has like a channel for like personal stuff, so that would probably be the best one. I mean, that's probably true, you know. Dinosaurs were birds, apparently. what's kind of weird? I mean, this is like, why does chicken taste so good? You know, it's so strange. Like, chickens just exist, and like the universe was like, hey, this bird, like unseasoned, is gonna taste amazing, and it's like, why? That it's almost like cruel. You know, it's like they were placed on this like planet to be consumed. I don't know. I've always found that to be like really strange. It's just like why does chicken taste so good? And they produce eggs, so it's like a double whammy. I don't know. Some weird shower thoughts, I guess. But it's specifically chickens. You know, like other stuff obviously tastes good, but like it's just such a random like thing. I'm for it. I'm all about it. I love chicken. Poultry's amazing. You know, I mean it's better for you, which is good. Yeah, that's, I don't know. Random thoughts, I guess. It's just like, oh yeah. And on the seventh day, God created chickens and said, "Thou shalt taste amazing." I don't know. You know, what the fuck? All right, let's see what's going on over here. Oh no. Well, that might be it. Shit. Yeah. Yeah, still down. Apparently, well, I'll just read it verbatim. Hey friends. Oh, actually, that was the wrong one. Where is? Okay. Hey friends, sorry to be the bearer of bad news. The issue that we've uncovered is larger than we originally thought. Current estimated downtime is 1 hour. Thanks for your patience. Big oof. Not sure what happened, but damn. Ah, crap. I guess that's how the cookie crumbles sometimes. Fuck. Well, let's exit out of here, and I'm not even sure what to do. Well, I do want to stream a little bit more. So I do have to leave in about a half an hour. Maybe this would be a good time to call it. Man, that sucks. Fuck. No, you know what? I'll play a little bit of another game. I'll get a run going. Let's see if my computer doesn't eat itself if I start a run here. Let's hop back over. Oops, way too big. Jesus. Let's do that. And then once it load, oh no, wrong window. Let's let's get rid of you and oops. No, I feel that it's pretty hard to keep up with a lot of games. Like there's a lot of stuff that I want to play, but I don't know. I really just don't have the time. Yeah, just don't have the time. I mean, I wish it would be nice, but it's just kind of not really how the world works anymore. I don't really even have the money. I mean, well, that's technically not true. Out of the games that I choose to play, I do have enough. I do have probably enough to play them, but or have enough at the time where I would want to. Oops. Nope. Yeah. It's just time. I mean, like, we've been trying to get like a house this year, and I don't know, it's just been kind of rough. So, you know, just trying to get that all figured out and whatnot. Okay. Yeah. No, it's gonna get crazier, you know. Unfortunately. Oh man. Yeah. I don't know. we'll just have to do our best. Hoping for good things. Oops. Oh, there you are. Oh. Which button is the... Oh, okay. I was like, what's the run button? What the hell? I'm so used to not playing on controller. Jesus. Ow. Okay, I think there was a chest over here. I don't know, it's like... It's not like we haven't been trying, right? But... You know, like, people's, like, credits, like, credit is, like, kind of tanking, too. So... Ooh, okay. I'll check it out, Who is firing? Okay. Ooh, there's a gamble shrine. I like gambles. Will we get anything out of it, though? Apparently not. Of course, it would fall down used to playing on controller. Jeez. What is that? Alright, I don't like whatever you are. That's not cool. I don't like what you are either. God. Oh, okay. Nice. It's pretty good. There we go. Yeah. Paragunner turret. Scythe, okay. Okay. I have been spending way too much time on this level. Shit. Okay. Don't need that. Yeah, it's I don't know. I don't like it. I imagine it does some weird what does that do? Gain temporary flight? What? Alright. Where is the goal platform? Let's not fall off. Oops, almost did. Okay. Nice. Extra damage to bosses. Okay. It is, yes. It's really weird. It's like I have a propeller. It's kind of cool though. Or like dragonfly wings. Oh, hey, it's that weird thing again. Oof. Don't like you. Okay, I need to stop futzing about, and I need to find the boss thingy. Okay. Where is it? It's not over there. That's where I crash landed. Maybe it's in the middle over there? I don't know. No, doesn't look like it. Ooh. Well, that's not a good sound. Where is the goal? Pray to the Halcyon Shrine? Sure. Ouch. Well, that's not good. Ow. Oof. I might just die. Okay. Ouch. Oh, what the hell is that? Okay. All right, that wasn't bad, but I think that's what we're gonna call it. I really wish we could have kept playing the Bazaar. Oh, that's weird that that's appearing there, but okay, going back. But yeah, that'll be it for today. Thanks both of y'all for stopping by. It was really cool to catch up with y'all. And I will make sure to check out what was posted on the server. But for now, have a good rest of your day, and hopefully we'll be able to catch up again soon. All right? See you later.